What seeds can we plant in August? Welcome to Gardening with Ben. We are going to show you what seeds you can plant down at the allotment and garden throughout the month of August, as there's still plenty of time to start growing things ready for the winter period and ready for next year as well, as we're growing more and more flower seeds this year. And I'm trying to learn more about growing flower seeds. So we're going to be starting some off now, ready for next year. So sit back, relax and enjoy today's episode. So last month we shared with you all the seeds what you could plant in July, and it was quite a popular video, so I've decided to bring it back again this month, ready for August, so that you can see all the different things that we can start growing. And it encourages me to get growing as well and get things keeping going throughout the year, because I tend to give up during the winter months. I tend to stop growing stuff, but this year I'm going to try and keep growing stuff all the way through winter. So let's see what seeds we can plant this month. Let's start with the vegetables first. So first off, we've got some climbing French beans. These are a later variety, and you can sow these right up to end of July, so just beginning of August. So you've got plenty of time to get these in now, and make sure they're ready for harvesting around July to October. So there's still plenty of time. So now that the weather is picking up and getting sunny, we can start to grow these down at the allotment. So we're going to get those sown, and hopefully they'll be in the ground within a couple of weeks, because they'll grow pretty fast in this hot weather. Next up is chard. We've got this multi-variety colour, bright light. So yeah, we're going to sow some chard and we're going to get that in the ground as well. And again, you can be harvesting this around July up to November, so a very late crop. So hopefully we'll get some winter crops from this as well. Next up is pak choi. I've never grown this before. This is the first thing for me to grow, so make sure you stay tuned to see how well we get on with it. How we cook it, that is another question. I'm not the best cook, but I am learning new stuff this year, so let's see if we can grow some pak choi. And again, you can harvest this all the way up to October, so plenty of time to grow this as well. Next up, we have got a Chinese cabbage called long bok. Again, this is a late variety of crop, so hopefully, again, I've never tried growing this before, so this is new to me. So we're going to get this sown, and hopefully it will go out in the ground in a few weeks once it's big enough. Next up, we've got a winter variety of lettuce. Now, I've never grown a winter variety of lettuce. I'm usually used to growing my icebergs, which grow really well down here. So we're going to be sowing this now, as it's a later variety. It is ready for August to October. You can sow it, and yeah, you can be harvesting it in March, April and May. So this is going to be a late variety of crop, and let's see how well we get on with it. First for me, growing stuff through the winter, so make sure you stay along for that. So that has been all the vegetables that we're going to be sowing this month down here at the allotment. And next up are what flowers we're going to be sowing down at the allotment. Now, these won't be flowering this year, these will be flowering next year. So we're getting ahead of ourselves and starting things off. It saves purchasing them from the garden centre because it's cheaper, but you've obviously got to keep an eye on them over the winter and look after them and hopefully get them growing well. Now, I saw on somebody's Instagram post that they'd grown some hollyhock, and it looked absolutely beautiful, the flowers on them. I couldn't believe how beautiful they were. So we're going to try and grow some hollyhock, and I've got two varieties, two different packets. I ordered all my seeds from Amazon, what I got, so they all came in separate envelopes as well, all these seeds. Absolutely madness. They all got delivered in separate envelopes, but we got them all in the end. So yeah, we've got two varieties of hollyhock, and we'll see how well they get on. Hopefully we'll get some beautiful flowers from them next year. We've got some lupins. Now, the slugs absolutely love lupins. Now, I've got a few lupins on my allotment, but I want to grow some more, and obviously they are quite expensive to purchase. So if we start them off this year, sowing them, and then hopefully they will flower next year down at the allotment. So we've got loads of seeds in here, so hopefully we'll get a lot of lupins growing. There's 200 seeds to be honest, so plenty of lupin seeds. Next up is another beautiful flower, delphinium. Never grown these before, never bought them as plug plants or anything like that, so another new one for me to grow this year. Delphiniums, and look at the colours on them. So we'll be sowing them now and they will flower next year down at the allotment hopefully, so stay tuned for them. Aquilegias, now these can spread like wildflower because the seed pods burst everywhere and you can get them growing everywhere, which I don't mind. I want lots of flowers in my flower beds. So we've got two varieties of Aquilegia. They look absolutely gorgeous, look at them ones. So hopefully they'll bring lots of colour and flower down at the allotment. So we'll be sowing those in my shed and then we'll be planting them out. So obviously some of these you can actually sow them straight into the ground, but I want to grow them in my shed first, put them on, get them bigger, look after them and then plant them out next year down at the allotment where I want them to be, because obviously I've got all my spring bulbs in my beds, so I don't want to plant them in there and lose track with the spring bulbs and everything like that. So I want to plant them after the spring bulbs are finished next year down at the allotment. So we've got a long time to look after them in my shed, so we've got to keep them watered and looked after, so hopefully they'll grow well. But yeah, that is all the flowers and all the vegetables that you can sow in August. So make sure you give us a follow, give us a subscribe, give us a like, leave a comment below if you're going to be joining in with any of these items, and stay tuned for my regular tour of the allotment and I will keep you updated on how well they get in on. So until next time everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining and keep gardening with Ben everyone.